And I guess what a couple of those things that I look at is overall application, I would say security, complexity, usability, right? Is the app up to date on our security policies? Does it support things like dual factor authentication? When was the latest update, right? Are there any known security vulnerabilities out there, right? You know, no one wants to be the company that's in the news for having a data breach because they're using some outdated software from 15 years ago, right? So let's look at that aspect of the applications. Let's look at the complexity. You know, complexity comes on many different scales, which is why it's complexity, right? But how many interfaces does it have? How many systems does it need to talk to? You know, how intertwined is that application into the system? Can it just be ripped out? Can it be replaced easily, right? You know, it's the more complex something is, the harder it is to maintain, and the more likely things are to break, right? So let's understand that part of an application. Usability, do people actually like using the app, right? We all know we've been stuck in applications that, yep, I have to use this app. I don't know why we've been using this, right? You know, but I've been told, management says I have to use it, right? I know just if people like using it is a simple piece of data, but we get caught up in that tech, right? You know, a fancy app that no one uses or takes forever to load is actually worse than a simpler, more user-friendly option, right? I'm going to use an example that I'm dealing with right now. I've been dealing with Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, you know, for many, many years. They've been great tools to do what I do. And the work that I'm doing right now with some stuff, I'm using Canva. It's a much easier tool on a lot of these different things, right? I don't need to train other team members on how to use Illustrator and Photoshop, but just something like using Canva, it's a much more simpler interface. It can do a lot of things for the user. The complexity is not there. The security is controlled by the system that it provides, right? So you've got to look at those aspects of the different applications to do that. Those are some, I want to say, base starting points. Roland, I'll have to send you over some screenshots of a dashboard, you know, for example, of an application rationalization that we've built in the past.